just released 911 call causing outrage. A nurse at a California retirement home calling for help after an elderly resident collapses. And with time running out, the 911 operator desperately begging the nurse to give the woman CPR. But you have to hear what happens next.
She's possibly not breathing. Okay, so I need someone to run over there immediately.
Yeah, we can't do CPR.
Okay, then hand the phone to the passerby. If you can't do it, I need to hand it to the passerby. I'll have her do it. Or if you've got any citizens there, I'll have them.
No.
Anybody there can do CPR. Give them the phone, please. This woman's not breathing enough. She's going to die if we don't get this started. Is there anybody that works there that's willing to do it?
We can't.
Are we just going to wait? We're going to let this lady die?
Well, that's why we're calling 911.
We can't wait. She can't wait right now. She is stopping breathing.
He's saying we don't, so you can talk to my boss, and I'm...
Okay.
I don't know.
They're refusing CPR. They're going to let her die. As a human being, I don't, is there anybody that's willing to help this lady and not let her die?
Not at this time.
The 87-year-old woman later died, and today the retirement home standing by the nurse saying she followed the facility's policy. The policy, if a health emergency occurs, call 911 and just wait. Really? Just wait? Is there any legal responsibility here? Joining us, our legal panel in Orange County, California, former prosecutor Jim Hammer, and here in Washington, defense lawyers Ted Williams and Bernie Grimm. Jim, first to you.
I think the key phrase of the dispatchers when she said, as a human being, would you do this? At some point in life, we have to leave the law behind and what our policies are and follow human moral instinct. And the moral law in this case is so clear, it makes me sick. I learned it as a Boy Scout how to do CPR. When I was a reserve police officer, I performed CPR. It's a bridge technique to keep someone alive until the professionals come. And the fact that a human being on this planet says, it's not policy, I'm going to let her die, leaves me so cold I can hardly put it in words.
Ted?
I got to say, when I heard this, I found it to be outrageous. It shocked the conscience. But the question is, was there a legal duty? And I submit to you from a legal perspective, probably not. There was a moral duty that you would see another human being down like this and you would give them some help. But you got to look at the other side of this. Suppose they would have given some help, and suppose at some stage or another they could very well have been sued for giving help. So it's a tragedy all the way around.
You know who's to blame? Insurance companies and lawyers who write these godforsaken laws, because the insurance companies tell the providers at the nursing home, if somebody falls, don't help them, because if something goes wrong, you're going to get sued. On the other hand, let's say Ted, who's getting up in his years, falls down. Greta's going to say, Fox News alert, Bernie give him mouth to mouth, and Ted no hard feelings, but
I'll be back alive in a hurry, and that should materialize.
You know what I don't understand?
On the legal issue,
why this was even a discussion? Don't you just sort of automatically respond to someone who goes down? Who's going to have this discussion, like whether don't you just automatically go to help the person?
You do, and in California, at least, and many states, you have what's called a Good Samaritan law. And everybody watching tonight, I hope they take this message away. If you help somebody and they're in extreme danger like that, an emergency situation, you are shielded unless you commit absolutely gross negligence, which you wouldn't do by giving CPR. But nothing could stop me or you, Greta, from helping.
You know what? Forget the law. If
no
you
one
see
could
someone,
stop us.
someone
No
needs
one
help,
could
right.
stop us. Exactly.
Exactly.
You couldn't keep me away from that woman. I've done CPR like that. And the fact that in this culture we have people saying, I can't do it, I need to let her die, is sick.
Yeah, well, it is sick. Then again, as I said, the hell with policy. Someone is dying, you see it, you go and help them. This is the American way. This is the way we do things in this country. But I don't even know, Bernie,
how you even have time to think about it. It's like you just do it.
It's funny, I was coming to work one morning at about 4:30 in the morning, and it's two guys in a construction truck, end over end, and I just ran over there, and the one guy was pinned under the steering wheel. Not that I'm better than anybody, but I wasn't thinking about it.
I figured instantly do it, don't you?
You just do it. You're just reactive. You just do it, and I'm sure Ted and Jim, who have been police officers, came on those seas frequently.
Well, again, I think, and what troubles me is that the facility itself attempts to hide behind a policy.
They're defending it because they're scared. They don't want to be sued, and they're defending it. And they're not even. They're smaller than than the people who just watch that woman die.
But I have read the policy, and the policy doesn't say that. They are screwed if they'll use that policy.
Oh yeah, go ahead, read it, Ted. It doesn't say. It doesn't say sit and watch the person die.
What the policy says is, in the event of a health emergency at this independent living community, our practice is to immediately call emergency medical personnel cell for assistance, and listen to this, and to wait with the individual needing attention until such personnel
It
arrive.
doesn't say wait and do absolutely nothing and watch the person die and take out your cell phone and get a video
Absolutely.
of it.
So this cockamamie policy is really wrong.
Call Ted Williams.
Anyway, gentlemen, thank you. Ted, too.
Thanks, Greta.
I'd always